fast car. I wanted to get to anywhere.
All right, back to the Subaru guys, okay. So what have we done? We've actually changed the engine computer and everything to go with that, okay. We've actually changed we've reset the timing that was out, and that's good now. So then we got this incredibly strange correlation pattern on the oscilloscope, which isn't right when you look at that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So we put back the old computer again, and nothing changed. That was really weird. What's even more weird, when I disconnected the sensor for the cam bank 1 or 2, doesn't matter which one, but when I disconnected one of the banks, right, I expected this line to go straight, okay, because we disconnected the sensor, and it didn't. Then I plugged it back in and disconnected the other bank, the same thing. It just stayed the same. It's mirroring both these patterns. If I pull both sensor plugs out, then I get a straight line. That is very strange. I've never had that before and makes no sense. So I will talk about that in a minute. But when I look at this pattern, we should have like that, and we should have like that, okay? Not these mirroring each other, if that makes sense. I can't help but think that this is one sensor and that's the other sensor. But what doesn't make sense is when I disconnect the plug, we still have these little things as well. So it's very confusing, but I've been thinking about it, and I want to talk to you about my thoughts and see what we think we should do, okay? The other thing that is really strange, the voltage is very low. It should be 5 volts, okay? It should be 5 volts. So there's a few things that aren't making sense. So I've got to look into some things. My thinking might be that we have somehow cross circuits, if that makes sense. So the one sensor is got a short to power from one sensor to the other, maybe. That's a possibility. I was thinking, how can we prove that? So I was thinking, we could disconnect both plugs, disconnect everything off the ECU again, okay? Let's feed 12 volts into the reference signal on one of the sensor wires going back to the computer harness. And let's just check our voltage. We'll see our 12 volts going to obviously the one that we've connected to. But let's make sure it's not getting 12 volts to the other side. And if it is, which I doubt very much it will, but if it is, we've got a problem there with our short voltage there, and we'll pick that up. So does that make sense?
So what you want to see, you want to give power direct to one of the
That's
wires,
correct.
And you want to see if the second one is getting the same amount of voltage.
That's correct. But we want to disconnect everything. We don't want to be putting power into the computer.
Continuity check will do that?
We want to do more than continuity test. We want to put some...
but like first thing, continuity check.
Yeah, I much prefer... I don't like doing ohms checks with a wiring problem like this, because I want to put some load on that circuit, okay? It could lead us down the path, a rabbit hole that we don't want. At least if I put voltage in there, and our, actually, you know what? I wish I bought my test lamp, my Candatson test lamp, because I love putting power through that. Power Probe would do the same, but nevertheless, we'll work that out. So we'll do that test, okay? But moving forward from that, possibly, very, very remote possibility, we could have 2 faulty computers still. Very unlikely. But more likely, because when we wriggled the terminals, when we disconnect... Oh, the other thing I forgot to tell you, when we checked this the other day, remember we checked it the other day again, which I haven't got the copy of the pattern, we actually had our 5 volts back again. So why was that? That was really weird.
Very intermittent.
And we wriggled the terminals and everything, and we couldn't get it to change. Because when we first had this problem, every time we wriggled the computer wiring, we were getting different, sometimes good patterns, sometimes bad patterns. And then when we pulled the computer board out, we could see that lump in the computer board. There's a whole lot of reasons that we thought the board itself was playing up the first time. So it is very incredibly weird, this problem. You'd have to have a problem like this when you finish, but that's all right. So I want to hear your take on this. What do you think? Any clues?
if we can get a wiring diagram, and I would
Okay.
suggest, just because it had so much oil leaking on the motor, and somebody could have watched, because I had this recent problem, and I just want to check all the connectors if there's not corrosion or water in all the connectors.
And also check in the wiring diagram where the two cam sensors come and meet.
We'll do. I did look at that, but let's look at it together. I just have to open it up. Okay, here we go.
B1321.
So there's our 1 and our 2 sensor. So we can see the one's going straight to the computer, has to be our sensor reference signal that comes from the Hall effect sensor. It's got 3 wires on Hall effect digital sensor. Now, see this yellow wire? You know how you look at red? Red to me is like a power wire, but it's not. If you have a look at it closely, you will see, I reckon that's a ground. Because if you look at the yellow wire, look where it comes from. It comes from the ignition relay. Now I reckon that's grounding the solenoid for the relay. And we've got power from the ignition switch. See the ignition switch? Power coming from the fuse, going through the ignition switch and powering all this up. See that? So that is actually the power, not the ground, okay? So that's common with all these. We've got the 2 cam sensors. We've got, what else? We've got, I think that might be, I have to have a look again, that could be the throttle motor. So that could have some, we need to check the powers there again, at these different places. So it goes down there. Look at this, it's powering up the coil, or they might be injectors or coils, but it's powering up all that. So, there's a fair bit coming off that power circuit that could be giving us a lot of fault codes.
Because of the cam sensor,
yes,
it will affect, since you said one of the wires are coming from ignition, so
it is, yes.
Is it affecting the light start due to that, if that is faulty?
Everything's possible. Nothing's. We're going to have to do some more checks, okay? We'll bring my computer downstairs with that wiring diagram, but I haven't got a printed copy. Or we might still have a printed copy. We'll have a look later. Remember we printed a whole lot of stuff up for your car?
It's in my dashboard.
Good. So we'll have a bit of a look, okay? Oh, hang on, there we are. There's the crank angle sensor, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, just to play it safe, actually, you know what? I think we did do that at one time. I did separate that, but we'll do it again. We'll use those 2 terminals, 29 and 30, to go across, okay? And we'll separate.
Take a photo.
Yes, please. Just to be safe.
I want to go with individuals. 2930,
I'll actually bring this downstairs. The power, we've got a fuse in there. So I want you to now, you've disconnected the connector on the cam sensor. So see if we put 12 volts in the signal wire, and Mohammed will check at the computer and make sure we've got 12 volts there on bank 2, and then we'll go to bank 1. Okay, so put that in the middle, that's it. Don't push it in very hard, just touch it. Now we'll come over here and we'll have a look here, Mohammed. What's our voltmeter showing? Can I hold the voltmeter up so we can see it? Okay, so if you go to bank 2 first, so there's our 12 volts, okay? Now I want you to go to bank 1 now, that's terminal 13. Okay, there's our problem. We've somehow got a short to power from both those terminals, okay?
Snap on.
Can you go once more? Did you come and have a look at this wiring here? It looks a bit sus to me.
That's not right, is it?
A bit of type and all.
Okay.
Okay, look, I can see some naked wiring there.
Yep.
Like in between this.
Okay.
But this looks a bit sus. Somebody must have played with this or tampered it.
Okay, we need to check that a bit more.
Yeah.
But we definitely got a wiring problem. So I suggest we get this on the hoist so we can get underneath and have a better look.
Yep.
Okay.
Right?
Someone actually did a very dodgy job on a coil wires. actually it wasn't soldered on, and it was just wired up with a insulating tape. So we've actually wired up the coil with a proper terminal, and we have soldered it in, and we also used the heat shrink, and now it looks a very good job. So this is not the problem that we are chasing, but actually we had our eye on this, and it wasn't done very properly. So yeah, we've actually fixed that problem at the moment. All right, as you can see here, see all this wiring here? Someone has been here before, and they've played with the wire. All right, and if I come onto the cam side, see all the wires here? Someone has cut the wires and they've looped it together. Yeah. So hence why the car is having intermittent problems.
You got a fast car. I wanted to get to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove.